How's it going, guys? It's Ramirez Detailz. We're doing an oil change today to a Lexus is250. This has the canister inside of it. We have all the stuff here. We went to Walmart and bought everything ourselves. We got an ultra synthetic, good for up to 20,000 miles. We got some Valvoline oil, some of my favorite stuff. We have a little bit of oil left over from a couple other things, so we're gonna use up these first, and then we'll use this one. This is about 6.6 quarts, almost 7 quarts. So we gotta get underneath. All right, so we're at the bottom of the car right now. We're gonna be taking off this bolt. You got this big splash guard here. Here's the drain bolt, and then that is a 14mm socket. So we're gonna be taking that off here in a second. We're gonna drain that, and then we'll come to here. You can do it really in any order you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do it that way. This is a cup. This cup goes perfectly over that cup. The drain bolt back in. The torque specs on this is 30 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque bore. I'm just gonna hand tighten it. Make sure that's all the way in. Clean my hands. Clean this little area. Tighten it up some more with my hand. Grab my ratchet. Grab the tighten. Not too hard. 30 foot-pounds really isn't that much. Alright, this should be good. It's nice and snug. We're gonna come back down under here once we get the car turned on, and then we'll double check and make sure if it's leaking or not. I don't think it will. I always like to do a hand test. Can't take it off my hand, so it should be nice and tight. So now we're gonna come to this one again.
Pull this up here, just to not raise it.
Alright, so we got it on here. We got the little plate out of the way. I have it on my head right now, holding it. So you want those teeth to latch in. I'm gonna try to do it with one hand. And it is on loosen. I always want to make sure of that. There we go. Now let's see if we can. Still pretty hard, but you get the idea. So we're gonna get this off. It's gonna leak oil here in a second. I want to make sure your drain pan is good. Okay, looks like we're catching it. There we go. You can either just rip it out, or you can wait a second. There we go. Getting it on. So there's that canister filter that I was talking about for this vehicle. Alright, so here's the new canister. And then here we've got some new gaskets. So we're gonna go ahead and lubricate that big one. We'll replace that one, slap it in. Make sure this is all the way down and in there. And we'll show you in just a second. Alright, so we used a little screwdriver, got up under there, slid it off. This goes around it. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. I'll try. And you want that like that, all the way around. So you got oil on my pants. Not the worst thing, but trying to keep it clean. You want to make sure this is all the way down in there. Okay, there we go. That's how it should look ultimately. Make sure your gasket is nice and well. Give it one final exam. Alright, and that's in there. So now we're going to go stick this thing back on. Alright, we're going to give it some more room. Get that out of the way. So there it is. Make sure that's nice and tight. Not too tight, which is good. Alright, all of that's completed, so we're ready down here at the bottom. Clean up anything left. Alright, so we got this oil stabilizer. We got about 4.5, so we'll still need about 2 quarts after this, and then we'll check it before we start it up. After we add the last 2 quarts, we're gonna go ahead and add oil, and we'll be almost done. All right, guys. So since we added that stabilizer, we're gonna shake this up a little bit. And I know what you're gonna say, my funnel sucks. And it does. All right, let's see where we're at now. Okay, looks like we're still about the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this in, and we'll get our last 2 quarts. Alright, so you know how it's gonna go. Alright, so we're gonna put the seafoam in here. We got this at Walmart as well. This cleans the injectors. If you read that list, there's quite a bit of things. Always read the instructions. This can either go into the gas or it can go into the crankcase. You can add it into both. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna go ahead and add half of it into the engine, and we're gonna add the other half into the gas tank. Alright, and then we'll throw the rest of it into the fuel tank. Alright. I'm just gonna dump that in there. Dump it all. And make sure that it goes for the correct vehicle. If you have a gas or a diesel vehicle, make sure you're not using diesel in a gas, or vice versa. But that's all there is to it to add that. We were about half a quart low, so we're gonna add another little bit, and then we're gonna fire the car up. Alright. Now we're gonna check our dipstick, just to check our levels. But it's always good to make sure. So we're looking really clean. We're right there at the full mark. It's about where you want it. We're gonna turn on the car. Make sure we got no leaks. Then we'll put on the oil cap. And then always double check yourself before you start your vehicle. Make sure that oil cap's on and that dipstick is down. And we're gonna make sure that this isn't gonna leak. So we got a good view on everything. All right, so we're not seeing any leaks right now. Gonna wait a second. Okay, rev it up a little bit. All right, do it again. All right, so everything's looking pretty good. Looks like we're all set to go. We're gonna put that back up. It just takes that little 10 millimeter And you're gonna shut it down. Okay. And we're gonna check our dipstick one more time, make sure everything's perfect. All right, so we just checked our dipstick. We were about almost a quart low still. So we're gonna add another quart and we're gonna check it one more time. But that's why you start the vehicle and always check. That canister has to get filled. So here after this last quart, we should be all right. Okay, here we go. So it's about where you want it. We're looking pretty good. So one final tip. So I always keep the box. I put the old filter in here. If you want to be, you know, friendly to your Mother Earth, always put these back in here and take them to your nearest auto parts store. It don't matter, I don't think. I always take mine to AutoZone. So I carry, you know, all my old oil in here, and I'll take it up to AutoZone, and they can recycle all of the oil for you, and they will recycle the filter for you. So it is a extra little trip that you have to do, but it's worth it. Thank you for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Tune in for more.